Well, 2020 is, it keeps on sending us plenty of curveballs. So, what a great job today to be able to get a win on the road. Against a team that, we have not beaten in conference play in the past. The kids, worked very hard in practice this week. We had some adversity with some guys out. I had a couple of guys making their first college start on the offensive line. Walt Stribling, true freshman, in his first college start. And just really thought the kids, practiced very hard this week. We were not perfect today, but the kids, they fought. They did a great job of the game plan. It's just exciting to get back on the winning side.
Coach, at one point, did you think that you might not play today? Can you give us a timeline on the COVID delay?
I didn't know. I mean, it's this stuff. The one thing I've learned about 2020 is you got to be ready for anything at any time, any day, and just it's you control what you can control. And me and the kids, we're sitting there in the locker room. The medical advisory board for the conference was monitoring everything, and so we're just relieved that we got the green light to go play.
Tyler Snead obviously had a huge day, and really he set it up with those early punt returns, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a great job. I think a lot of that kid, he's tough as nails, and just one awesome person and awesome player, and did a great job in the return game, both with punts and kicks. Obviously the kickoff return for a touchdown, big block by Keaton Mitchell, another freshman. But his job on special teams, and then the big touchdown catch on offense were obviously pivotal today.
Obviously, Temple playing a little bit left-handed with their fifth quarterback, but your defense really played well and only giving up 3 points.
Well, you knew we were going to see a young quarterback coming into this game, and of course, we've been there. We played with a freshman quarterback earlier in the season, so you knew what was going on right there with kind of what they were trying to do with Duncan, and then when all of a sudden you have the other kid, 18, show up, similar deal. It's a tough position for that kid to be in. I thought he did a really good job, all things considered. But we had to stop the run. That big offensive line. They're all grad students. Third and fourth year players. Very very good offensive front. Big backs. We knew that was going to be the key to the game, and so I thought our linebackers did a great job of slowing down the run game today.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
We'll open it up for other questions.
Coach, you've talked about some of the post-game locker rooms, especially Tulsa and different games that have been tough and kind of somber. What was that like here, just getting that tangible win?
We needed that bad. I'm just telling you, with some of the breaks we've gotten this year, whether it's Navy or Tulsa or whatever. And I'll tell you, I've struggled all week this week, and it's just, those kids, they are the best thing ever. I mean, it's, you want to have right in your day, just go spend time around our players, because they are so resilient, and I'll tell you, that was jubilation in that locker room in there, and it's they're very relieved, very excited.
Coach, you had a chance to turn things around right there at the end of the half where Temple tried to score, and you get the interception from Sean. Could have been much closer at halftime. Talk about what that did for your ball club going into the locker room.
Well, I thought it was a great call by Coach Harrell to play over/under on one there into their boundary, and really play for the fade ball. Sean made Jaquan did a good job there at the line of scrimmage, and then Sean did a good job on the over coverage and making the interception. And certainly, our offense, we're going to play it very conservatively, because you're coming off of 20-yard line late in the half. You don't want to do anything to get the ball back to them. But Keaton Mitchell breaking out with the big run to get us across midfield allows us to be a little bit more aggressive, and then get the touchdown to Snead there to go into the half, which really kind of put us in a good position going into the second half.
Coach, can you talk about the play of your inside linebackers, specifically Bruce and Xavier today? They were able to get downhill. I mean, I know that stopping the run was a big priority today.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things we did up front in the game plan really put a lot on them, and I thought they responded, very, very well. And I thought they were physical with their tackling. I thought they did a good job with some of our checks to the line of scrimmage, but those two played very well today, and that was a big reason why we were able to slow their run game down.
Coach,
Go ahead.
Coach, can you talk about the running game with Harris and Mitchell? I know they're not playing like true freshmen anymore.
They're not. They're talented players. Really glad we got them. And I thought Darius, first game back from injury, I thought he did some really good things there in the second half as well. But I think that's those three make a really good tandem there in the backfield. But Keaton continues to play well each week. I don't know what the stats are. I don't have them yet. Rajay has been consistent all throughout the season this year, and they're just they're obviously very talented players. I'm glad they're here.
Coach, Holton hasn't run nearly as much this year as the last 2 years, but obviously today had that big run. Does that offer up the opportunity for him to run a little more? And also, what's the film room going to be like with that little end of play step out of bounds?
Well, I think certainly you had some quarterback design runs today, and he did a good job with it. And did a good job with that long run there that should have been for a touchdown. The thing I told him, you're 230 pounds, you're right there at the goal line, cover the ball up and get across the stripe. Don't make it close. I don't like sticking the ball out like that in that situation. So I just, it's a great coaching moment. He's a very coachable kid. He won't make that mistake again, but I was glad he's able to stick it in on the next snap.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about just winning at the line of scrimmage, maybe for the first time in several weeks? I think the defense had 6 3-and-outs and generated 3 turnovers.
The one thing about the Temple team, and I know they were without some kids and struggling at quarterback, but those front kids on defense and those front kids on offense, those are the kids that we played against last year, and that's a strong bunch. You look at the way they slowed down UCF last week and the way they ran the ball on UCF, that's a group that's, they can play with anybody in the league. And so that's why I'm so proud of Justin and Walt offensively and our offensive line. Fernando and Sean have been solid all year. Avery Jones, has been a great addition right there. But, Justin and Walt, their first college starts, I thought that group played, very well to give us a shot all day offensively. But and then defensively, you saw, again, we played a lot of kids on the defensive front, and most of those kids are 18 years old. But I think, they get better every single week. Deontay Johnson playing his first significant minutes this week, a freshman out of Virginia, has just he and Jason Shuford have really been coming on here in the last couple of weeks in practice. So it's great to see them get in there, and I really like that group. They got a lot of energy, they got a lot of potential, and they're green as all get out, but they're only going to get better with every snap they play.
Coach, was there any thought to put in another quarterback in the fourth quarter? I know you got stuck with Holton. Can you just walk us through that?
Well, we had Mason warming up. We wanted to get him in there, and it didn't work out. And I don't want to call timeout there at the end. It was a tough day for those guys on the other sideline. I won't be respectful of that. So, we wanted to get Mason in there. I hate we didn't. Certainly the game, we're excited to get the win.
In pass coverage, it seemed like you maybe weren't super aggressive and blitzing a ton, but obviously were able to just blanket their receivers. It was that kind of the plan, obviously, was to keep everything in front of you and maybe make the quarterbacks and receivers try and beat you somehow.
We kind of mixed it up. We kind of mixed up coverage and pressure there on third down. And we were seeing a lot of Max Pro, when they did drop back. And so, when you get Max Pro protection and you're pressuring, it's going to end up with, one-on-one coverage down the field. But, I thought Blake did a good job mixing it up. It was a tough day from the standpoint of you don't really, you don't know what they're going to do at times. Sometimes you do, but, sometimes you don't. And so, I thought, they were very aggressive on first down there in the second half. And I thought Blake did a good job of adjusting to that and getting us into some coverage situations there for some of the shots that were taken.
Now, Coach, Brandon Mack, the wide receiver for Temple, he comes in at the beginning of the half as their quarterback. Is that something that y'all looked at, thought about during halftime?
Well, no, we were thinking about that pregame. We knew he'd been a high school quarterback. They have 3 or 4 kids that have been high school quarterbacks on their roster. He was taking some snaps during pregame warmups. So, we knew if if they put him in there, it's going to be some kind of quarterback run game, which they did. First play, we had the perfect defense call for the power read right there and just missed the tackle, for a loss in the backfield. Ran the quarterback counter with him. That's what I would have done. They did a good job of that. I mean, they're fortunate to have a guy like that.
Okay, are there any other questions for Coach Houston this afternoon?
Yeah, just one real quick. Are you ready for some more peanut butter pie?
No doubt. The kids were chanting in the locker room, so I don't know who's happier, me or them, but it will be a very enjoyable winner's dinner tomorrow night, and one that these kids, like I said, it's tough with those games like Navy and Tulsa were, and you've had some disappointing games here of recent, and they've worked hard. They need to enjoy that tomorrow night, so I'll be excited for them.
Okay, Coach, thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
A lot of people are dropping off. Second time I've had to get me door in, I go back on. Okay, everybody, just so you know, the players are going to be Holton Ahlers, Xavier Smith, and Tyler Snead. Not sure of the order, but once they get in, we'll start going. Hey, guys, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, what we're going to do is
We'll just let X go first. No.
We'll just let X go first. Okay.
What are you talking about?
All right, we'll open up questions to Xavier, please.
Xavier, just talk about the defensive effort a little bit. Obviously, you guys knew they were with a fifth quarterback, but still you had to make some stops. You had to play the run, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Well, we knew coming into the game that they had chill, bro. We knew coming into the game that they were going to come in here and try to run the ball to open up their passing game. So we chill, bro. So we knew we had to come in here and stop the run. So that's all we emphasized this week: stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. Sorry, stutter. So our game plan was basically stop the run. Sorry. I'm excited for the team. Sorry. I can take my mask off. Cool. I can take my mask off.
Xavier, talk about being physical with this team. I mean, obviously Temple is known for being Temple tough, all that stuff. But was that a challenge to you guys this week to master physicality?
I mean, we know we have to be physical every week if we want to do what we say we're going to do. We're trying to play the football the way it's meant to be played, and that comes with being physical. So we practice that in practice, physical with our third tackles, and then the way we practice translates into games.
What does it feel like just to have another win after what you guys have been through?
To say the least, it feels good. This year is like no other. It was a tough year for all of us. Really like ups and downs, and just coming off of last week. That's not what we wanted to be. And then this game, playing the football that we know we can play, just feels good to go out there and ball out with my guys.
Xavier, going off along that, you'd seen the Owls a couple times. Obviously, ECU as a program had lost 6 in a row against them. How does it feel to finally, get that win, especially at their place against Temple?
It feels like every other win, just knowing that you work so hard and then you come out with a W. I feel like all the wins feel the same. But this year and the struggles and difficulties we had this year, this one felt good.
How much concern is there with the delay and then the possibility of the game, being up in the air?
Well, we knew we just had to stay focused. We had our goals set that we're going to go out there, we're going to play good, execute well, play at a high level, and that was just our main focus during the delay we had there.
What was it like watching Tyler kind of dive into the end zone into the stands after his return?
I was trying to get up and celebrate with him, but the whole dang team, and he's so short, I couldn't even find him with everyone surrounding him.
Okay, are there any other questions for Xavier? Xavier, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we got Tyler Snead, so we'll open up the questions for Tyler.
Tyler, can you take us through the kickoff return? What did you see as far as the blocking goes, and when did you know you were going the distance?
Well, I caught it, and I just saw a little crease, and so I hit that, and then I cut it back. We had a good block on that side, and then when I was running, Keaton had really good blocks. That's really when I saw Keaton running and did the drive-by blocks, that's when I really knew we were going all the way.
Did you know there was a flag on the play, and did you think it was coming back?
I had jumped in the stands, so I really didn't see the flag until after. So it was kind of I didn't really see it. I didn't know.
Tyler, can you walk us through that celebration and kind of what was going through your mind during that time?
Well, before the game, I saw that the stands were a little low, and I was like, man, I'm short. I can make that jump. So I knew if I got in there, I was going to try and do it. I was hoping they didn't call a flag. I didn't know if Houston was going to be mad. I don't think he's seen it yet, so he hasn't said anything about it to me. So I'm ready to hear an earful on that if he sees that.
What was it like? What was the landing like when you're in the air and then you just land?
I kind of just jumped, and then I didn't get past that. I just kind of fell in there. Didn't really have a landing. I didn't stick anything, but it was just all in the moment.
Is there a way to describe the pregame locker room as far as when you were in delay? I mean, as a player, and this season has been so crazy, were y'all skeptical that you would play or worried? I mean, what were your thoughts at that point?
I mean, we were worried at first, but then Coach Houston came in and he said he was going to make them take the field. So after that, everybody started getting their mind right again, and I think that really helped us. Everybody was lit in that locker room before the game, so we were all ready to go.
Tyler, Temple makes a big deal about Temple tough, their physicality, all that. Was that a challenge for you guys to kind of match that this week?
I mean, I think they are tough, and they're a really good team. But I think with Coach Houston and the new staff, like, they pride themselves on being tough too, and the most physical team in the conference. And I think we're up there with the most physical team. So.
Tyler, talk about this win. I know every win is big, but this has got to feel good after the Navy game and after the Tulsa game. They were so disappointing. I know you guys were really hurt. How does it feel today when you get a big win on the road?
It feels good. We try to win every one, but the ones you do win, they feel a lot better. So we're all excited.
Tyler, you had a big game against Southern Methodist last year, I believe, in Dallas, and obviously they're coming in. It's going to be kind of your guys' bowl game, and any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, we're just coming off this win. We're excited to play them. We're ready to go. Hopefully we can have a repeat of last year, just change the ending at the very end.
Looked like in the first quarter, a couple of your punt returns, you maybe just got tripped up, and you could have scored on some of those. When you got the kickoff and you got the seam, did you kind of just take advantage, knowing that you could have gotten one earlier?
Yeah, they told me to pick my legs up a little more on those punt returns. So during that kick return, I really tried that, and it turned out good.
Okay, we got time for one last question for Tyler.
Tyler, did Keaton give you any hard time for running you down on the kickoff?
No, I was glad he was there. I'm thankful for that. I mean, without him, that wouldn't have made it. I know he's fast. He's one of the fastest ones on the team. So I'm glad he was there, and he did what he did.
Okay, Tyler, thank you for your time, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Ooh, hey, guys.
Hey, Holton. We're going to go ahead and open up questions for Holton.
Oh, how important was it to get a win, and you really didn't have to feel like you had to do it all? You had so much help, and it was really a team win, defensively, offensively, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was very nice. I thought the defense played really well. The line blocked good. We ran the ball good. So it was a good team win. Snead did a really good job on the return game. Anytime you get great field possession like that, it's going to be pretty easy.
Well, then you guys have had your troubles this year. You've got your second win today. You're only a couple plays away from really having 4 wins right now. Talk about the attitude of this team, knowing that and knowing what all you've been through and where you are right now, and how this team feels after picking up that win today.
Yeah, we knew coming in that, this was going to be a challenging year for a lot of different reasons. But we just got to stay tough. We said going into it, the team that sticks together the most is what's going to benefit the most from this. And I think, maybe not even this year, but next year we'll really see the benefits from that, from just sticking together and keep believing in each other and believing in our method.
Holton, the delay to start the game, you had to settle for a couple of field goal attempts on the early possessions, but then you had the pass to Xavier Johnson, and maybe that got things untracked a little bit. But you really didn't sustain drives. It was a number of big plays today that produced the touchdowns.
Yeah, we knew coming in, though, that, they had a good defensive line front. They really had a good team and a good defense. The SMU game, SMU was tied with them or either down really in the third quarter until they got tired. We knew they didn't have too much depth because of COVID and injuries and all that. So, we had to keep pushing. The big plays were going to come. They were susceptible to that on film. So we just knew that, the big plays were going to hit. We came in kind of knowing that.
Holton, your 75-yard run, was that a design play? And can you walk us through that play?
Yeah, it was quarterback draw. And the line blocked great. I was happy to finally, get that and run that and get a good run there. Obviously, I like running the ball. I like contact. I like all that. So, I'm glad we called that. I'm glad it worked.
Hey, Holton, dizzy at the end when you ran out of bounds? Or?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm embarrassed. That's probably the most embarrassed I've ever been. I'm glad it was only on ESPN Plus, to be honest with you, because if not, I'm sure it would be everywhere right now.
Hey, you missed a game earlier this year, obviously the Navy game, and had to watch that and kind of feel the frustrations. Not that you feel bad for Temple in any way, but can you understand maybe where they're at, you personally, because you've been through that of not being able to play, and just can you describe maybe what it's like or understand what they were dealing with today?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't really get nervous for games, but I was really nervous watching that Navy game. I woke up nervous that day, and I've never experienced that before. I don't get nervous for sporting events, but it's just like a different feeling when, your guys are out there and you're supposed to be out there with them and you're not, especially for something that you really can't control and you really can't do anything about. Injuries are different, but when you're out for 10 days and you can't do anything but stay inside and isolate yourself from everyone, really, it's tough. I feel for them. I do, but like I said, that's 2020. We're just blessed we get to play. So,
Holton, can you talk about the vibe in the locker room and what your thoughts were when Coach Houston said he was going to make them play right before the game started?
Well, I was thankful. For a minute, we were like, because he came in and said it was a 10-minute, and then he came in and said it was going to be 15 to 30 minutes, and we were like, are we even going to play? Like, what's going on? And then someone said that one of their players was on the way to the hospital or something with COVID symptoms. So for a minute there, we didn't know if we were going to play or not. So we were just thankful when he came in and said we are going to play. Obviously, we flew up here and then drove an hour away to stay in Delaware because we couldn't stay in Philly. So, we just wanted to play. So we were happy when he said that.
Holton, what about as far as next week with SMU? You guys played really well down in Dallas. How do you feel about this week? I know you guys are going to work really hard with the last game of the regular season.
Yeah, they got a great team. They had a great team last year. They got a great team this year. Their quarterback is probably he's going to go to the NFL. He's probably a top quarterback this year in Shane. I respect him a lot. I respect that team a lot. The coaching staff is really good. Just expecting to go in and just do everything we can to win that game. Last year we thought we should have won it. So just like Snead said, just change the outcome this year.
Speaking of Tyler Snead, I don't know if you've seen the ESPN feed of him going into the stands. Would you give him any tips to try to keep his head up? Like, my heart is skipping when I saw him face first in. Is that something you've ever got to do?
The Wi-Fi was messing
Can you hear me? No, it's fine. Speaking of Tyler Snead, have you seen the ESPN feed yet of him going face first into the stands? Have you ever got to do something like that before? Can you give him any advice to keep his head, up next time he does that?
Well, I saw it on the Jumbotron when it happened. For any advice, I don't know. In my run, when I stepped out of bounds, he about tackled me into the stand. So I don't really know what else to say. He's so small, I guess any momentum, he's just going to fall over. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell him other than get bigger.
Holton, the Temple was obviously undermanned today with different factors, but I think the last time you played in Philadelphia your freshman year, it was 49-6.
Yep.
And kind of talk maybe about what the difference in the outcomes reflect as far as how the program is moving.
Yeah, I mean, I think the score kind of speaks for itself. It's moving in the right direction. There's been a lot of tough days ahead. I mean, this year's even been tough. We haven't won as many games as we'd like to, but you just got to keep believing. When you come to a place and you just got to keep believing and believe in the culture, and that's what we're doing. We're just continuing to buy in. We know we're young. It's a weird year, but I mean, obviously, like I said, we wanted to win more games, but we won this one today, and all we can focus on is the next one.
Okay, we have time for one more question for Holton. Okay, Holton, thank you for your time and congratulations again.
I see you.
Okay.